Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So last time we started generating asteroids or meteoroids, they're actually called like this. And my goal for today would be to actually have a cloud of them around us, and so that we can be the player and move around and look at them from that perspective. So that means that we need to generate a bunch of them all around us. And then we also need to create a player character. We're going to reuse the player character from before, but we need to actually have the camera follow it, because right now, I can move. This is the player character right now, and it moves in the direction of, like, it has a front face that we're moving towards. So I can go back and forth, like accelerate and decelerate. But as you can see, the camera is just static, looking from the same place. So, I would like the camera to follow the spaceship if this meteor would be the spaceship. Yeah. So that's what we will be doing. Now, if we go to player, create, we are taking back our tetrahedron as the player. That didn't do anything. Oh, we have an error. No, I was just blocking the executable. Okay. You might also see that the color program has light, but the texture does not. So that's something we're going to add later. Yeah. Let's have a prefab. Now, if you're wondering about this, this is what a meteoroid is. So a meteoroid is a small rocky thing in space. When it enters the atmosphere of Earth, it becomes a meteor. And then when it's at surface level, after it has landed, or I guess maybe it's brought back, then it becomes a meteorite. And then if it's way, way bigger and far away, then it's an asteroid. So I was under the impression that asteroids were made of ice and meteors were more metallic. But there seems to be like some kind of overlap around the terms. So yeah, you see, meteor is when it's in the atmosphere. Meteorite is on the ground. Meteoroid is in space, and asteroid is larger than a meteoroid. And then comets, I guess, are made of ice. So yeah, we are creating this. So let's create something very similar here. And also something I wanted to change is right now in component, we're taking this randomness Boolean. Essentially, well, it's like true or false is the 0. And then based on that, we are generating this randomness. I would rather take a seed. And then if this is not a null pointer, then we do this. Is that it? Well, the definition is different now. Unknown type name. Yeah, now this is going to be complaining, or actually no. No. I was thinking it would be complaining here, but I realized I commented that out. Okay. So we are creating the seed here. Was seed create, seed init. E dot what? EID is the one. Now I am not sure. I have init state and init sec. And I'm not sure if I should just put in the EID in both of them. Because this function, random next, this is just like it's a very simple implementation. How do I? It's based on this PCG. I think it's fairly popular. PCG random number generation, and they have this website where you can read about it. And you know, you have the PCG family. It's good. It's small, it's compact, fast, and you can have like a huge amount of seeds, and you can even take because I in the same file I also have this hash, and this hash is also based on some paper that I skimmed through here, non-cryptographic hash algorithm. So basically you can take any data that you want and hash it and use that for your seed generation and whatever. Now the question is, should I take the init state as the EID and then do a hash of that to get the init sequence, or can I just plug it in both? I'm not sure. You know what? Let's make this EID is a U64. So we can do this. I think that's going to be pretty good, actually, thinking about it. Now I put the component here. I did this F32 rand I kind of want to put that in here. So I do float. Float should be safe. U64 max is not defined. So that's going to be in my definitions. I can copy paste it probably. Where is it? We have come a long way. Yeah, I guess so. Like there's been a lot of. So before I have worked on a lot of systems that enable me to do the things that I do now. Now that's going to continue to some extent because I still need to, I still want a multi-thread and I want to add audio, obviously. And I also need some package manager where I can bundle assets together and then unpack them in the game. So that's going to be like backend stuff. But at least now we have, at least now we can work on gameplay because we can generate asteroids by just a couple of function calls. And we don't have to like micromanage every change to the state of OpenGL or manage the memory like in fine detail. So I'm pretty excited to be able to like fly around and look at the asteroids that we're making. Meteoroids. I keep saying the wrong thing. So yeah, U64 max. Let's go back here. Now, ULL. Maybe we'll keep that then. Okay, we can do the same for F64. And well, obviously this is TFL. Two problems. Oh, here we go. No. There's going to be issues here. No? Just works. Okay. So you are complaining about some random bullshit, and here we have some issues as well. So we need the rand. So we have this. Now we can do F32 rand. This entity translation should be 0. The scale can be 1 for now. And you know what? Let's do something similar here. V3 rotation speed. So this same thing. And then Q4 rotation. No. The actual rotation should be Q4, 0. But we will be updating based on the rotation speed. So I need to put that somewhere. State. I forget right now. Do the prefabs not have any value? Okay. So do I want this EID to create a seed. So maybe I just create the entity first. Then we can seed everything. Null pointer, that was the function. Scale, and then the function that we are running, bool UI. Does the prefab not have rotation velocity? We do have rotation velocity. So why is not going, it's not going in here. I think it probably should. So now it's complaining about all the other times I didn't create the rotation. What is this? Model rotation. Where's this used? Okay. We throw that in. It was before the scale, wasn't it? Rotation, velocity, and then scale. So let's not introduce any bugs right now. There's not that many places we're calling it. Rotation. Oh, I am actually setting the rotation velocity to this one. Okay, cool. Here we have another rotation velocity. There's one more call. UI button. Okay, so the UI button obviously doesn't need any rotation velocity. Okay. And one last error. What is going on? Entity translation goes to the entity create. No. Right. And then we have component add. Right. We are doing entity add position. Translation is 0. Rotation is also 0. And the scale, sure. size. Let's say 50, 50, 50. We are using the texture program. The texture is this. Yep. Buffer IDs, nothing. Oh. That's sort of it. Let's just see if we can find that entity if we create it. So when we are player create, let's make 100 of them. Just to see, because I want the likelihood of like being able to see one meteorite to be decent, you know, because we're just kind of like randomly creating them right now. So prefab meteoroid create state, and that's it. Oh. Yep. That's an issue. We need some value. We need the randomizer thing. So now we ruined all of our function calls to that. Let's see. Mesh primitive create. This is in graphics. Not this one. Here we go. We also need to copy that function pointer to the game. Game. So you also need the random. Oh, we do need that. And then everywhere we're calling this, the textured rectangle doesn't need it. Prefab player doesn't need it. And meteoroid does need it. So we're giving it the seed. Okay. Now, what is the issue here? What are you complaining about? Conflicting types. Is it still conflicting types? No, it's not. So restart. No, we don't need it. Oh, we do need it. So what are you complaining about? And here, not used it directly. You are lying, I think. All right. Let's see if we see some meteoroids. Oh, they're all in the same place. Cool. Now, I think the reason for that is because my randomized translation is in the, it's like 0 to 1. So because they're all size 50, you're not even going to notice the displacement in translation. So we just need to take the translation with, let's make v3. Oh, 200. I don't like that. Something is going on. You know, let's take a look in render doc because I feel like something is going on here. They look like they're all sort of in the same place. Where is this? Okay. I mean, they are in different places, but they don't, it doesn't seem like they're around the origin. It looks like they're around a different origin. So let's take a look at this. $385. Oh, so notice that they're all positive. That makes sense. So that's probably what's going on. Minus 0.5 F. All right. Now it's a little bit better. Let's make them smaller. I think they're a bit large. Okay. Now you will notice that they are sort of randomly scattered. Maybe for now, I would probably like to normalize it. Just to like visualize it better, right? Now they're all like equidistant from the center. So in theory, we could like go around here now and explore. They might be too far away though. See if we can make a cloud of them, like within the camera space. Yeah, okay. You can see that. This is why we need to have the camera follow the player, because like now I don't know where I am. So let's try to do that. We have our camera is calculated in the game draw function, I believe. Camera position. Let's just like put in the game player coordinates here. So state player. What is it called again? Because I am saving the player somewhere. Aren't I? Game state player. Okay. Dot. That's the prefab, right? Oof. I see. So when we are creating the UI, we don't have a player. This should probably be based on the flag, right? The state flag. Is there an issue with this? Ah, well. I'm dumb. State invalid. So we have state, the start menu. So we say in this case, they are, what was it? Also, no new definitions, please. It was a v3 00100. And this was Q40, I believe. And we have case, state, gameplay. Now we're gonna assert that the player exists. And then we do the same thing. And that should be it. Oof. Unhandled game state. Which one? What is the state? Gameplay. Oh, I see what happened. I forgot. I forgot the break here. So it went to this code and then it just like continued into here. That's why. Okay. We want to be behind the player. Sub. I guess at 100 again. Can I not do this? What is going on? Oops. I found it faster than the language server. I don't know, something is going on there. No, this should be fine. Excuse me. I guess we just put it here. Offset. Oh. Interesting. I want to be around. So like what happens now is that I am just looking, I am locked at 0, 0, 100 in front of the player. And then when the player is rotating, well, I am rotating also, but I'm still at this same place. So actually, I think I have to take the rotation first. And then I get this offset. V3 rotate Q4. Let's try that. Yeah, now we are, well, we are behind. Oops. See, everything is a little bit inverted. I want it to be at 100, but I want the opposite rotation. Is there like a Q4 inv? Inv Q4. Let's try it. I don't know how it will look like. Oh, I see. I'm doing a little bit of trial and error here. Okay, that doesn't work. That's basically the only thing. It's a little bit too fast, maybe, as well. So like the thing is like this works, but my ship is inverted to where I want it to be. Because right now it's pointed towards the camera, but I want it to be pointed away from the camera. What if I do here? Okay. Now we can see that we're spinning. We're spinning around the player, but we're spinning in the opposite direction. Which, I mean, it does make sense. Okay. What if we do Q4 camera rot equals Q4 make from axis ang? The axis would be Z. That pause. Angle would be 0.5 rotations. Then we do, instead of here, we do Q4 mole. And we try the same thing. Like we're still in front. I think we are rotating around the wrong axis. Why pause? Like we might have just like twisted sideways. Yeah. Well, where are we? So I need to change the controls because right now, wait. Right now, left and right, like this is yaw. And this is roll. Although they are rotating in the wrong direction. I think it makes more sense to have a Q and E to be the roll. Or I don't know. Maybe not. Up and down is good. But A and D, they need to be rotating the other way. So where are we mapping that again? That's the player function. We'll rotate towards. I should probably rename this prefab. So let's see. pitch is up and down. We don't need to change that. Roll, we need to change the direction. So actually, it's not the physics of it. It's the bindings we need to change. So in input. Where did I do that? Might be just in the Windows functions. Buttons. Key down. Hash. I'm having my bindings. Here we go. So A and D. This will be negative. And also, this isn't the yaw. When I'm pushing A, I get a roll, not a yaw. So something is wrong with these bindings. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Now I can control this a bit more intuitively. Now I would say my player is pretty large. And I think my rotation, maximum rotation, is pretty large. Angular impulse max. So let's do 0.5. And let's make the player way smaller, like 5. That also means that I want to be closer. So let's make it 10. Oh, oi, oi, oi. Am I like inside the player? Why is it showing me like that? What happened? Huh? I don't know why it looks so messed up. uh, I'm also a little bit too fast. Is that not the... Oh, well. I guess it's just like super huge in one direction. I don't want to be like that. That doesn't make sense to me. That's also not correct. Right. I'm gonna come back in a moment and take a look at this, but we'll just take a short break. So I will be right back. Okay, so we are back, and I was just thinking about it while stepped away from the computer. We are having our offsets at -20 in the Z direction, and then we are rotating based on the player. So let's say that here's our player. Let's say that here is the Z offset. Z equals minus 20. And then we have the rotation of the player. And when we are rotating that, then this vector is rotated with it. But when we are rotating down, so now we are having, this is from the side. Again, it's minus 20. We are rotating this in this direction. Well, the vector here, it's not anchored. Well, this is exactly the thing. It's anchored from here, and then it's like angled down. But the player is rotating from here and looking down. So that's why when we are doing this, we're looking below the player. So again, this is from the side. And the way we would solve this is instead of taking this vector, so from here to the player, we need to take from the player, rotate the vector, and then use that inverse as our perspective. So I think that would be the solution to our problems. So I think we take this offset, we rotate it, and then we take but isn't that kind of what we're doing? This is just exactly the same code. So why, when we are doing this, are we rotating? It's like we are rotating around a spot. What it looks like to me is that if we have the player, we have the camera position, and we are rotating around a spot like here. And then we're looking there, we're looking here. So it's always in view, but it's like offset by some value. Which I guess would be this value. Now we should rotate around our own origin. Yeah, so there's the player, and we are rotating around ourselves. The camera is rotating on its own. It's rotating very quickly. Also, I think the field of view is a little bit weird. How much should you have a field of view? Like 60 degrees? Still looks a little bit like fisheye. Where's the player here? I think I'm in front of it all the time. Hmm. What is a normal field of view? A 100? I just feel like it's very fish-eyed. Like you can, when you do it like this, it definitely feels strange. Maybe it's weirder and weirder in the Y direction, the wider you go. Because now this looks, now it looks like zoomed in. Whoa, hold up. I Is my perspective messed up? Should this be in rotations? I have to look this up. Whoa. It looks so weird. This is what they're linking. This is the field of view in the Y direction, not X. And it definitely looks like, or is it? 45 degrees was what? 1/8? That's maybe better. But I want to see my player now. I have a feeling that we're applying the rotation multiple times. Are we getting the view immediately? Because the camera is not a prefab or entity. It's literally created here. What am I missing? So I think the issue is something like we're offsetting the camera position and then we are rotating it here for the view matrix. But we are rotating it around the position, not the, like, we are rotating it by the offset of the position, not the actual, like, subject that we're looking at. Maybe I need to inverse these. So we're rotating and then translating the camera. What? What is wrong? Too few arguments? Oh. Where is our thing? Oh. Okay, well that didn't work at all. Hmm? No. I'm still rotating around my own origin. Right. I don't really know. So let's try AI. So I think hold on. If I do this, then I get what I had before, right? sort of like a static camera looking forwards. So why am I in front of the player? Where is the player? -10. Let's put him at 0. So something about the view is placing me in front. Hold on. So the offset has to be minus. And then we're rotating around, our own origin. So where are we? In render doc, we can check. This is our player. Yeah. The meteorites have to be behind this plane, I think, to be able to be visible. And this player is like behind us. This is offset. Almost 0, almost. Huh? 20. It's rotated. Like I know it's rotated, but it's rotated to be like 20 in front rather than 20 behind. Why is that? Looks like the player. Yeah, it's rotated to be like turned around. Now, the actual rotation of the player shouldn't really matter. Like, I think we're always in front of the player rotating the wrong way around. And that's why I want to do this. But I can't figure out how to do it. Oh. Mm. Well, this is not an impulse max. This is velocity max. Oh. It's way too small. Why is 0.5 so fast? At least it feels very fast. That is yaw, right? We have this image to compare. So yaw is like the left to right. And I guess it was correct. The pitch is incorrect. Neg. Now it's, yeah, this is exactly what I would expect. Oh. Okay, so let's do, let's not normalize it. Let's make them farther apart. And I don't know, can we make 1,000 of them? OpenGL buffer 256. Huh? I can't have more buffers? Am I running out of buffers? Can I only have 256? So the cool thing is that we can just reuse the EBO for all of the meteoroids. How am I checking that? Oh, is it my buffer that is? I think it's my code that is making a fuss about it. Right. So what is that? Settings? Arena blocks. Which one would it be? Buffer count. Graphics buffer count. Oh, I see. This is still not going to be enough, I think, because there's 2 buffers for every object. There's 2 buffers. First, we need to stop running it. So if I do it 1,000 times, I'm gonna need 2,000 buffers for that. But we can try. Invalid entity slot. So do I have too many entities as well? Prefab count max. Oh. Component failed to add. So how many components I can have? So again, one component or one entity has one position component and one mesh component. So I need more. Dude, why is it doing that? It takes like a full second for the pop-up to come up, but then it still reads my inputs. Yeah, this OpenGL buffer, graphics buffer. Okay. It's running, I guess. Not well, though. I do wonder where the issue is, if it's the drawing or updating all of the positions. Because I feel like 1,000 is not that many. No, just to try it, the obvious first thing to do is to go to this build, change this to a 2. And just see if it runs better. Oh. What? Why would that break? How? Am I missing something here? For every prefab, we get the children. If it's a null pointer, we continue. Otherwise, we do something. If the position is there, do nothing. If the mesh is there, then we use the mesh. Model normal. I don't understand. Is there wait? Hmm. The mesh always has this model normal. This is happening when we're doing this for the UI. Is there an issue with the way I am doing this? Is this UB? So is this UB then? Am I not allowed to do that? Yeah. This is not nice. I guess I just have to deal with it. Oh, this is actually star star. Let's see if that works. That really made no difference. What? Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily know what's going on. So let's take a look at the output. Hello? Oh. It didn't print anything. Okay, that is something. E equals, whatever value is there. Mesh. Actually, let's do this. Equals E mesh. The mesh is there. That looks fine. Model normal. This looks like real memory. Right. So we have the translation matrix, and then we have the inverse matrix right there. So what then? What location are you trying to read? Is it something to do with this? So this is the intermediate. That also looks like a real value, like this is 1, I believe. Yeah, 1 in float. So what the hell, man? Okay. So maybe the optimizer just cannot handle this. And then we have inverse. Let's try if that helps. I might have been a little bit too happy about the macro. These are all invalid values. Correct? All the values are weird. You know, it might be because this model normal is not used for the UI meshes. Maybe it's like literally duplicating it, but like I saw it in the memory manager. Oh, if the transform I'm definitely using. So like, what? I don't think it's the functions themselves because I'm using it over here completely fine. Dude, this makes no sense. Mm-hmm. Let's try rewriting some of this. So static inline M4 mul. Projection not found. It's there, you know. Well, that's the pointer to the pointer. Wait, that's the same one. How do I get specifically? See, it exists. It looks fine. Float 0016. Looks good to me. Hmm. I have a feeling maybe this is why. I don't think I'm actually using this anywhere. Mm-hmm. What location is FF? Uh, okay. So what? So it's not the math. Or entity. So we have the mesh here. I don't understand, dude. This exists. It was written to before. We have everything. It's there. Oh, these values are all great. And then it's just messing up. Like, how is this possible? I don't get it. I'm gonna have to come back to this, but that is extremely weird. So yeah, let's put it back to 0 and go to the game. We spawned 1,000. Let's maybe make 300. And now we can, you know, play around with our 300 meteoroids. Play around, take a look at them. They should be unique. Although it's a little bit hard to tell. Now, no collision yet. I'm a little disappointed it's so slow, though. Like, it's only 300 objects. It shouldn't go so slow. Woohoo. You can see we're hitting the draw distance on some of these meteors or meteoroid. Yeah, cool. We have some semblance of gameplay. We can fly around and inspect our meteoroids. That's about it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I think I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna have to see what the hell is going on with that O2 flag. How this could possibly not work when I can literally see the pointers right there in the watch window. That just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, honestly. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around. Bye.